Welcome to Wrap It Up with Radio Raheem. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. And for those who are new to this, Wrap It Up is a show where I talk about music topics from top 10 lists to album reviews to just random music topics. If it's about music, I'm going to talk about it. It's not all about rap. Sometimes I talk about R&B, but I do talk about rap more than anything. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Now, today's episode, I'm doing the comparison between NBA players and the rapper version of them. So the rap equivalent to these NBA players. NBA season's coming up. You know, it just ended. Lakers just won not too long ago. But, you know, we need our basketball. So I'm going to start the list. I got about 12 names. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to explain why I picked the people so you can understand my reasoning behind it. But without further ado, let go. So the LeBron James of the rap game is the obvious one. It's Jay-Z. And the reason why I picked Jay-Z is just like LeBron, Jay-Z has been doing it for a long ass time. Seems to be getting better with age. Has adapted his game to the different eras. Like 2003 is when LeBron came. He changed it to now to shoot more threes and all that stuff. Jay-Z has adapted to every era in music. You know, he's adaptable. Mr. Adaptable is what I would call him. Like, so they're both the best. They both can be seen as the greatest of all time. You know, some would say Tupac. I would say Jay-Z. Some would say MJ. And I would say LeBron, but for different reasons. So, yeah. The next one for Kevin Durant, I got Wale. Now, I said Wale because Wale, he can be seen as the best rapper right now. I know a lot of people might think that's a blasphemy statement, but Wale be spinning them bars, and Kevin Durant can be seen as one of the best, if not the best right now as well. But like, they get flack. Both of them get flack for being basically human, for showing emotion, responding to people, you know, putting stuff on Twitter and stuff like that. They get criticized for normal actions. So that's why I would say that. They're also both from the DMV, so that helps as well. But they're both, to me, great at their craft, and they get knocked for basically having emotions. So for Kawhi Leonard, I went with Kendrick Lamar. I went with Kendrick because Kawhi and Kendrick, like, they just about their business. Kendrick drops his album off. He does his tours. He does all that. But Kendrick does not give us anything outside of that. You know, Kendrick does not do this Instagram stuff. He doesn't be on Twitter. He don't be in no negative drama. He just drops his music, put his music videos out, go on tour, and that's it. Like, you know, he lets the music do the talking. Kawhi lets his play do the talking. You're not going to see Kawhi in a fucking movie. You're not going to see Kawhi on Instagram going back and forth with people. You're just not going to see that, you know. So that's why they're also both could be, some can say, are the best at the game. So, yeah. For Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, my favorite basketball player currently, I would say Big Crit. I would say Big Crit because people are just now acting like Big Crit has like became lyrical all of a sudden. He said it in Mount Olympus, now lyrical all of a sudden. Like, people are just like acting like he just been here. He been here. He like because Kendrick mentioned his name, now people want to like pay attention to him. Like, Big Crit has been here. He's been putting out solid projects. Doesn't get his credit, but he's been here. So I don't know why people be sleeping on him. And you can say the same thing about Jimmy Butler. Everywhere Jimmy Butler has went, he has made the team better. It's like every song Big Crit has been on, he has made it better. Jimmy Butler been good. He been good. Like, people were sleeping. Like, he been good. So that's why I would compare them to. Yeah. So the next one, we're gonna got Luka, and then Luka was a hard one to come up with because Luka to me is like the young up and coming, maybe the future of the NBA. So I had to think of a rapper who I think might be the future of rap, and I went with Cordae. I like what Cordae is doing. I like his music. You know, I think he's like one commercial song away from being like a superstar. Um, so it was hard trying to figure out a young dude because like most of the rappers I listen to wouldn't be considered like new anymore. Like J. Cole's not considered new anymore. Kendrick's not considered new anymore. Even Big Crit is not considered new anymore. So I went with Corday. I like Corday. I think Corday is gonna be a superstar in this game. He speaks his stuff always has a message. Like he could bar you up if he needed to. So I went with Corday. I think that's a solid pick. if I do say myself. Giannis, I went with Drake. I went with Giannis because for me, Giannis gets all the awards. He gets every, defensive player of the year, MVP back to back. Team be having the best record, and that's Drake. Drake be getting all the Grammys, all the pop songs, #1, and all that stuff. So I feel like that's a perfect comparison. Um, I ain't gonna even speak no more on it because that's the perfect comparison. Out of all the ones that I have down, I think that's the perfect one. Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna go with Denzel Curry. I'm gonna go with Denzel Curry because Westbrook has been consistent. Denzel Curry has been consistent, and they always bring that energy on them songs, and you feel the emotions. Whether Denzel Curry is rapping aggressive or not, you feel what he's saying. Like listen to Sirens, listen to Ultimate, and when you look at Westbrook's game, he is always intense. There ain't no friends in him. Like the only friends he got is at basketball, which I respect so much, so fucking much. And Denzel Curry, when he gets on that mic, he ain't got no friends. Like he trying to bar you up. So that's why I would put the comparison. I actually like that comparison as well. I like all these comparisons. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's my list. Anthony Davis, I would say J. Cole. I would say J. Cole because consistent, might be the best. Some people don't see him as the best, but he might be the best. He don't need nobody. He can get his buckets by himself. J. Cole don't need nobody on his songs. He can do it by himself. And just that guy. And AD is just that guy. Like he said, I'm that guy. And J. Cole has been that guy for years. So the next one, hear me out. Paul George, I'm gonna say is Big Sean. Now, I'm gonna say Paul George is Big Sean because Paul George, just like Big Sean, they have every tool to be great, but like there's something missing with Big Sean. It's for me, it's the albums, and for Paul George, it's obviously the playoff performance. But for Big Sean, like his albums, like I would say he has one good album. All his other albums to me, they're like he has good songs on there, but it's like it's not like a project. It just seems like a project full of songs, not like a I don't know, it doesn't flow to me. Like the albums don't ever flow. But like Big Sean has everything. Like he lyrically can go bar to bar with your favorite rapper. Ooh, excuse me. He has the songs, the singles, like he has it all. So that's why I like see Paul George. Paul George has everything in his game. He can shoot. He's athletic. He plays defense. But like the playoffs, the clutch time, and for Big Sean, the albums just never shows up, in my opinion. Sorry, not sorry. Um, Trey Songz, Trey Young. I would say the baby, the flashy young dude, always got the energy, charisma, and all that stuff. Is gonna have the big plays that be on Sports Center. The baby's gonna have the songs that's gonna be charting. Bop. They have like one they go to. Trey Young has his go to move. The baby got a go to sound. Like that one was easy as well. Didn't really take too much thought for me to do that one. The next one, Steph Curry. Now with Steph Curry, I had to think of an artist who changed the game. A lot of people are copying because a lot of people copy Steph Curry. If you see any of the younger dudes coming up, they all think they can pull up from half court. They're all trying to dribble like Steph Curry or be like Steph Curry, but they don't realize that Steph Curry puts in so much work and like he's one a generational talent when it comes to shooting. So I went with Young Thug. Now Young Thug, and I was debating of Lil Wayne or Young Thug, but I would say Young Thug has more of an influence on the younger kids right now. He's changed the game. Every rapper that comes out sounds like Young Thug. I think Young Thug sounds like Lil Wayne. He just evolved Lil Wayne style, but every rapper that comes out now has some Young Thug in them. I don't care if they're like a lyrical rapper. They have some Young Thug in them. Like whether it's his lingo, whether it's his flow or how he does his voice, they all have that. And Steph Curry, everybody that's coming up now has some Steph Curry in their game, or at least they're trying to. So I have to go with that one. I debated, I'm not gonna lie, between Lil Wayne and Young Thug because of Lil Wayne's influence. And the last one that I got is James Harden, and that's Travis Scott. Travis Scott, they are both flashy. They both put on numbers. You know, they seem to be innovative, but there's something missing. Yeah, there's something missing with James Harden's game. You know, they both put up big stats basically, but it's like nobody ever considers them the best. Like nobody ever considers James Harden the best. It's just big numbers and all that. So those have been my equivalents from rappers to NBA players. A little quick little video. Tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna put a list of the people that I compared at the end of this video. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram. You can follow, you can share, you can like, you can pretty much do everything you can do on YouTube. But this has been your boy Jamal, Radio Raheem Harris. Until next time.